Mic check, mic check. Y'all hit the like button on the way in. Hey, Creole, I dropped the link in the Telegram group, bro. Y'all get on in here, man. We're going to have important discussion today, this evening, as we proceed. There we go. Creole, what up with it?
TipTycity.
Oh, man, you got good sound tonight. That's what I'm... Hold on. Give me 1 second, bro. Give me 1 second. Give me
Oh, wait,
one
I think
second.
I got an echo. Let me figure that out.
All right, everybody hit the like button on the way in.
Hey, say something, Ty. Let me figure this out. I got an echo.
I'm not hearing the echo. Pitmaster, what up? Incognito, what's up? Ty, what's up with it? Rocco Killer, what's up with it? GSX Tyler, what's up with it? Black Trunks, what's cracking? Yo, we're gonna have more of these discussions. You feel me? More discussions on the future of money. Okay? The future of money. All right? Because the House of Cards is going to collapse. You know, we got to make sure we have a seat when the music stops. What up,
Because it's going
Pastor?
to
What up,
stop.
Wish? Bro? I'm not getting an echo on my end.
Okay, yeah. I'm good. Yeah, I'm all good on my end. Can you hear me? Test 1 2.
Yeah. What I was going to say. You're gonna have to work the video. So I'm going to share the.
Oh, okay. I haven't done that on StreamYard. Let me see if I can figure that out right quick. Hold on.
All right. All right. So what's up with it? He said, "Big Daddy government taking over." They tried, man. Ty said, "Russia out here trying to fight white supremacy." yeah, we, we here, man. We here.
Yeah,
Mo,
I'm
what's
actually
up?
so glad you found that video and posted it in the Telegram group because that would have went by me. That slipped by me.
Yeah, they got a whole lot to say over there with the Bank of International Settlements. Yo, man, get Gabe A wife out of here, man. Y'all niggas wildin'. Yeah, y'all was wildin', man. Yeah. CBDC for Americans. Absolutely. That's what's going down. Yeah, y'all hit the like button on the way in. Do not disrespect the stream as we proceed. Dollar Washer, what's up with it? Junior, what's up? Cannon Wiles, let's go. Yeah, we here, man. We finna chop it up. JR said crypto is of Satan's kingdom. Count me out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh. I
what do
don't
you
know what.
think the current financial system is?
Right. Or the old financial system, right? Wasn't that, didn't Jesus have a problem with the money changers? Is what they was
Yeah,
calling them?
he was flipping
Bankers?
it over in the church,
Yeah.
in the temple.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He said niggas trolling early tonight. Yeah, man, the troll game coming out, man. Yeah, CBDC for all. It's gonna be equal opportunity. It's gonna be equal opportunity. So y'all devil worshippers, man. You know me. You know me. I already know.
Oh man.
When they say I'm in the VIP section of hell, I already know.
All right, I think I got it pulled up. Let me just do a little test to make sure there's no echo with the video playing back.
Okay.
All right, you might have to do something on your side. Got it sharing.
Nah, it's right there. It'll say share on your you on a computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'll accept it once you hit the share button.
Okay, it's sharing.
Um, okay, there we go. There we go.
Okay, let me just get a little sound check first. All right, everybody could hear that? That little intro music?
Hit play.
All right.
No sound. Jet said with skills. What's up with it?
Okay, let me still no sound?
Uh-uh.
All right, let me try one thing right quick.
All right.
Hold
So
on,
where?
hold on.
Oh, wow, man. Yeah, Creo in here, man. Joining us this evening is, of course, a recurring guest. You know what I'm saying? Friend of the channel, Creo, one half of Untwisting the Game Crypto. You know, this dude right here has been the source of hella headaches. You know, this dude right here, you know, well, he good people, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. You know. Also, we just crossed 4,000 subscribers. We on the
Man,
way. Yeah,
congratulations.
4,000, man. You know they did. I was supposed to be gone. You know what I'm saying? I emerged from the smoke. Yeah.
All
Yo,
right.
Creole G out here.
Yeah, accept it one more time. Let's give it a shot one more time.
All right.
I mean, I'm hearing it on my end.
All right, there it is.
All right. Y'all got sound?
Hell nah, your shit raggedy, bro.
Hold on, let me try one more thing.
Well, welcome to the
There we
BIS
go.
Innovation Summit. I'm Stephanie Flanders, head of Bloomberg Economics, and I'm delighted
got it?
to be moderating this session on a...
What's that?
We got sound now.
Okay. Do I need to turn the volume up on the video? Let me know in the chat.
It's an echo
Okay,
on
sound
my
good.
but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You said
Yeah,
there's
I
an
got
echo?
Yeah, only on mine. On
I'm not hearing an echo on my end.
No, it's not an echo.
It's only Todd with the echo? Let me try something. Where the CBDCs? And we're going to talk about it tonight. Because there is still no answer for that question.
Nah, I don't think. They on
Okay.
the way.
It's only Logic Sphere echoing.
Yeah, it
Let
only
me.
got whenever you got the sound video.
Okay. That means let
Hey,
me try.
go into a, and it should be an option to echo off.
Oh, okay. Let me try that. Echo cancellation.
Yeah.
All right. I just clicked that. Let's see if
Okay.
it's
Yeah, no echo now.
no echo. We good?
Nah, I don't hear no echo.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to start the video over. To give you a backdrop here, this is the BIS Innovation Summit. We've got some heavy hitters in this video. And Todd, thank you for sharing this again in the Telegram group. I mean, I haven't seen a summit or a presentation with so many people with credentials, right? So we're going to go through it from the beginning. Let me rewind it. Here we go.
There's no sound now.
What's that?
There's no sound now.
No sound now. Well, dang.
Just take the echo off. I won't say nothing until we get to reviewing it or whatnot.
Okay. And I'll just go back and forth with the settings then.
Right.
Okay. Let me start it over one more time.
Still no sound.
Still no sound.
Yeah, no sound. The echo cancellation wasn't the issue.
That's the only thing I did different. Are you able to play it on your phone or are you in front of a computer?
Nah, I'm on my tablet.
Okay, let me try one more thing here.
All right. Yeah, y'all hit the like button.
Okay, let me just. You know, if worse comes to worse, I might just have to download it and play it from the desktop.
Cooter, what's up with?
All right, Ty, accept that share one more time.
Oh, he said you got to read.
Yeah, reshare the screen. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Okay, let me know as soon as possible if y'all don't hear no sound.
Okay, there you go.
We good on the sound?
Yeah. Hold on. Click add slide.
Click add slide box in the left corner of StreamYard.
No, this nigga just totally disappeared, man. Yo, this nigga disappeared like a motherfucker,
man. Bro.
You hit the wrong button?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. All right. Bear with me. I've never done this on StreamYard, so y'all gonna have to walk me through it. Let's try one more time. But Todd does not have echo, right?
Do I have echo? Yeah, I got echo.
Let's see if I turn the echo on. It's not letting me play the video.
Now pull it up. There we go. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Well, welcome to the BIS Innovation Summit. I'm Stephanie Flanders, head of Bloomberg Economics, and I'm delighted to be moderating this session on a very important topic that we see central banks in particular commenting on almost every day, the development of digital currencies and the potential role for regulators and central banks within that emerging landscape as we all use digital currencies and assets more and more in our daily lives, and more of the world's financial transactions are based on these things. And I'm delighted that we've got some really excellent contributors to this panel, some of whom have been pioneers.
Yeah.
You want to explain what the BIS is, the Bank of International Settlement?
Yeah. So let me just set it up for you. So first, the lady speaking, she is a heavy hitter, right? She actually has a degree from Oxford and Harvard. And she also was a chief strategy officer for JP Morgan Bank for the entire European coast there. But the Bank of International Settlements, they are this organization or body that kind of puts out requirements for international settlements. So they've been in the thick when it comes to on-demand liquidity and also cross-border payments. And if you really study the past couple years, this is the group that has kind of been putting out guidance for all of the central banks, specifically for, their metadata as far as them being able to communicate messages back and forth, and the minimum requirements for central bank digital currencies. So that's what the BIS does. But you can also, just Google it and you can learn a little bit more. But it is an international organization.
It's straight New World Order shit. Straight up globalist, fucking straight. This is the.
No doubt. Somebody said she's got that New World Order accent, These are the people that are going to be developing the
slavery system.
Right, exactly. Exactly. But the reason why I like this panel so much is there's varying about varying viewpoints, and it's a really good discussion, but she moderates this really well. So let's just kind of jump into the questions that she asks, okay?
In this debate, Governor Stefan Ingves, the governor of the Swedish central bank, the Riksbank, one of the very first central banks to pilot a central bank digital currency. Patrick Njoroge, governor of the Central Bank of Kenya. Jose Antonio Alvarez, the CEO of Santander, and Gary Gorton, who's a professor of finance at the Yale School of Management, who has written some very important papers on how we might think about digital currencies.
So, Ty, this is what I'm saying. This is the most stacked panel that YouTube has had to offer as far as a discussion for central bank digital currencies. You've got two sitting governors of central banks on here, and you also have two very established academics. Actually, Gary Gordon, he may win the Nobel Prize for Economics in the very near future. So heavy hitters on this. Let's keep going. Yeah.
See Santander, a Ripple partner, cough, cough.
All right, we're gonna break it down. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Gary, I'm going to sort of break precedent. We often start with the policymakers, but I think given your the analysis that you've done in this area and the contributions you've made. I think it would be very useful to have you setting a little bit of the landscape that we're seeing, the change in payments around the world. But I think particularly what challenges and opportunities arise for central banks out of this. You know, we've seen, as I mentioned, we've seen a number of central banks. The Chinese, the People's Bank of China was one of the early central banks to have a pilot of the central bank digital currencies. In the US, the Federal Reserve said it wasn't concerned about being first, which is good because it's a long way from being first. But we have had a lot of, even just in recent weeks, statements from the Biden administration and paper from the Federal Reserve talking in positive terms about the development of a central bank digital currency and some of the arguments for having that. So Gary, perhaps you could sort of lay out for us a little bit of what are the key challenges facing central banks in this landscape and potentially opportunities.
Hold on.
Let me just say two things.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ty.
No, I wanted to chime in on that.
Yeah,
when
go
she
ahead.
said that the Federal Reserve is a long way from being first, I don't think they care about being first. I think they care about the shit working. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that they are looking at different pilot rollouts and shit to see what's going to work the best.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And he goes into that exactly. So let's just keep on moving.
Oh, I haven't seen this, by the way.
Okay. I watched it when you posted it. That's when I'm like, we got to talk about this. So let's move into his answer.
Right.
One is about 100 years ago or so, every sovereign state decided that the government should have a monopoly on the production of money. And the reason was that only the government can provide a currency that trades at par with no questions asked. And only the government's currency is not subject to bank runs. So the question of whether we should have monopoly, whether states should have monopoly over money production has arisen again because stablecoins are a form of privately produced money. And they've already have a foothold. And I think it's, at least in the US, it's too late to do anything about it.
Okay, let me pause it right there. So he's setting this up, and this is going to be a common theme throughout this summit, is how often they bring up stable coins. And this professor, he's saying, hey, it's too late to stop these stable coins. So people out there that think the government is going to come in and ban Tether or ban other stable coins, they're telling you it's too late for that.
Nah, I don't think it's too late, but they are going to replace it. They're not. Tether's not going to be ran by who put. I was just about to say it. Who's running? Who put Tether together?
Bitfinex.
Yeah, Bitfinex is not finna keep running Tether. They're not gonna let Bitfinex run Tether as a fucking representative of a fucking US. That's not gonna happen.
So I mean, nobody's gonna take Tether away from Bitfinex because they just own too much Tether, I think. But I think there's going to be multiple competing digital economies, and we're going to see which stablecoin lasts and which stablecoin outperforms the other ones. So, but that is an interesting think case right there.
No, but okay, so I think that it's going to be a whole lot of stablecoins. DeFi and everything else is going to live on. But you know my steez, if you want to get out of any of these protocols, you're going to be cashing out in digital poor people money.
So I kind of disagree with that. I do agree that there's going to be an infinite amount of stable coins. Like every blockchain project is going to have their own stable coin. Will it be government sanctioned or government backed? 90% of them won't be, right? But I don't know. I mean, we're going to see. We're going to see. But let's keep on.
Be CBDC. Period. There's no way around it.
I disagree with that, Ty. Because CBDCs are going to fail because they're going to have to compete.
Okay.
They're going to have to compete with interest rates, with policy, with user interface. I mean, there's going to be it's going to be an open market when it comes to world money now, and governments aren't going to be able to compete. But let's just go on and let's let this guy finish his answer.
Right.
All right.
Until we have the next financial crisis.
Mm.
The other thing I would say, and
So
fortunately,
let me run that back.
fortunately, I think that we have the next financial crisis. We have a foothold, and I think it's, at least in the U.S., it's too late to do anything about it until we have the next financial crisis.
Mm.
The other thing I would say, and fortunately, I think this is not so controversial as it might have been, but everybody has seen now the importance of the global financial plumbing with SWIFT. And the U.S. Treasury was using SWIFT data, before all this to track terrorists and so on. And that's going to change. When we move to blockchain, say in 10 years when everything is interoperable,
In
the
10 years,
standards
Todd.
for how you get data are going to be completely different. And I think central banks have to be involved here to jointly decide what the standards are going to be and to understand how the data is going to flow. And I think that's an issue that's been overlooked.
All right.
Okay. So let's break that down because he did say CBDC interoperability is 10 years away.
That's bullshit.
It is, Ty. That's what I'm telling you. Where are the CBDCs?
They don't have 10 years, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why it's like that. Everything else is going to live on, but their system is going to be the on and off ramps. It will be global financial suicide for them to even think they could go into all these different protocols and regulate that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with most of that. So what he's saying, this interoperability with these bridges and, being able to jump blockchain to blockchain is so far away for CBDCs, right? I mean, look how long it took Ethereum and Polkadot and all these other blockchain projects to build out these bridges. And I know some people say, well, why don't they just use Ripple, XRP, or Stellar, and then you can hop blockchain to blockchain? Governments aren't going to use a ledger that's not completely controlled by them. So they're going to have to fork these protocols and customize them at will. And it's going to take them too long to do that.
Well, see, because everything that I've read and shown it shows a public and a private sector working together.
Yeah. And that's where the stable coins come in.
Right. So I believe that the stable coins are going to be legit, but in order to get into this new financial economy, you are going to have to cash out into CBDCs. These stable coins are not going to be on these public ledgers.
We're so far away from CBDCs, Ty. We're so far away from it because okay. What is a CBDC gonna be? Is it gonna be XRP? Is it gonna be Stellar, or is it gonna be a stable coin?
No, the CBDC is gonna be fiat. That's it. It's not gonna be, and it'll probably be ran, settled, and moved around on these other protocols, but it's going to be its own thing. It's not going to be a cryptocurrency.
But
it's going to be something that they have full control over.
Right, and that isn't built yet. That's not built yet. It's not built yet.
The Fed now system has been being worked on since 2015.
I know, and they got another 10 years left.
Man, if you think that, if you believe what they say, they're good on you.
What they're trying to do isn't possible. They want their cake and eat it too. But the whole point of blockchain technology is that it's decentralized. So they're trying to figure out
it could be decentralized on this end, but once it comes out, it's going into a centralized part.
Yeah, but that's not built yet, Ty. There's no blockchain that's centralized, that's completely controlled by a government. And they're learning that, hey, writing this code, testing the code, making sure it's unhackable, making sure it's secure, it's not possible. You can't have a global network that's not decentralized, that's secure.
Okay, so Creole, they just gonna give up?
No, they're gonna fail. they're gonna.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're saying that they're realizing that they're going to fail, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think they're already realizing that it's going to be a failure?
Yes. Why? Because we don't have a CBDC yet. If the government had all the answers, Ty, we would have a CBDC today.
No. They gotta crash the old system first.
If
They have to. There is no it's only gonna be one system. They're gonna crash the old one. And then they're gonna they're gonna unveil this CBDC project that they told everybody was gonna take 10 years. It's gonna pop up and then they'll be like, all right, well, if you want any kind of economy, you're gonna have to accept this. And the sheep are going to fucking love it.
And it's gonna fail. Let's move on. It's gonna fail.
All right.
All right. Let's move on. Hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Before we move on, the current fiat has already failed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it still being used?
Yes.
Is it so you have a failed fiat that is outperforming Bitcoin?
Oh, absolutely not. We have a failed fiat that has no competition in the fiat old financial world.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But no fiat money is outperforming Bitcoin.
Right. So if Bitcoin was the solution, don't you think they would have already done it, right?
They haven't gotten there mentally yet.
Oh man, get the fuck out of
They haven't gotten there yet, but they will.
Yo, man. Yo.
they will, Ty. They haven't gotten there yet. We're so far ahead of the curve.
Bruh. If Bitcoin was the solution, the same way you said if CBDCs was the solution, why wouldn't they just say, you know what? Here's Bitcoin. It's already, right? It's already a name brand, pretty much. I even consider Bitcoin the only cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
okay, so why won't they just take Bitcoin, knowing, like you said, they know that they're going to fail? Why don't they just go with the obvious solution, which is Bitcoin, right?
So we are getting there. The dominoes are falling towards that, right? We already have Bitcoin as legal tender in multiple places in the world. And so it's going to be a domino effect into Bitcoin. Let's keep going.
Right. Keep in mind, nobody knows who owns majority of Bitcoin. It's owned by anonymous ass people, man.
But
let's keep going.
All right. Yeah.
And is it? I mean, one of the things that the Federal Reserve said in the working paper that was produced by the Federal Reserve, the primary arguments they gave for central banks to be in this space were that if you're losing cash as a medium and cash starts to just disappear, then you need the public to have some access to a form of central bank, a sovereign liability. That was one main argument. The other argument was that, and you mentioned this in your paper actually, that you can often have these private digital currencies will be subject to runs, and they won't provide the kind of secure basis for innovation and further development that you could get from a central bank digital currency. Do you think those are the best arguments?
I mean, I think the best arguments are the ones that were used historically. I mean, central bank digital currency is just a digital form of cash. So it's a technological change where cash, comes in a digital form. And cash hasn't disappeared. I mean, even in Sweden, it hasn't disappeared. It's another place where the usage has really dropped. So I think, the main argument for a central bank digital currency are the ones that we, went through 100 years ago. The other thing I would say is that the place that will benefit the most from this is cross-border transactions and global supply chains. But you can do all that with a stable coin. But unfortunately, these stable coins are vulnerable to runs, just like private monies were historically.
Okay, let's talk about that, Todd, because he said something that I've been saying for quite some time. A central bank digital currency solves no problem. Right? I mean, a central bank digital currency is solving problems that were 100 years ago. There's no reason for central bank digital currencies.
Well, he said stable coins are able to run.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point, is that why have a central bank digital currency when you can use a stable coin?
Yeah, stable to what?
Stable to whatever basket of currency central banks want. So my argument is,
what currencies are the central banks going to want?
that's Bitcoin.
Man, get the fuck out of here. A basket of different Bitcoins. Get the fuck out of here.
Bitcoin. I mean, as we move into the digital realm, just like the past 5,000 years, currencies they were backed by gold, right? What is digital gold? Bitcoin. It's the hardest asset.
Oh God.
So all these CBDCs and stable coins are going to be backed by Bitcoin. We even saw that this past week with what's the project, Luna? The CEO or founder is going to buy $15 billion worth of Bitcoin to back his stable coin. Domino effect. Dominoes are falling, Ty.
Which is horrible.
It's not horrible.
It is horrible.
It's the hardest asset.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, man. Something told me you was gonna be on bullshit, man.
I'm just saying, listen to these people.
Yeah,
right?
I am listening to these people. He just said stable coins can run.
Mm-hmm.
That's not stable.
So when Bitcoin becomes the global reserve asset / currency, it will be stable. Why will it be stable? Because you cannot screw with the supply. We're that early, Ty. All right, let's keep going.
Jesus Christ, man.
And Governor Ingves, as I mentioned, the Riksbank was very early. I think it was 2016. You announced that you would do the pilot of the digital currency. How do you think of your role as a central bank in this landscape, sort of both in terms of your own intervention with the pilot, but also in potentially regulating and moderating the kind of innovation we're seeing on the private space?
Obvious to us, maybe earlier than in some other places, that we needed to sort of start thinking about these things, because given the technological change that was going on, people were just moving out of cash. And then we sort of started thinking about it kind of in a way that Gary just referred to, because we started looking at what happened actually in the late 1800s. What was the process that produced the division of labor, if I call it that, between central banks and what the private banks were doing back then? And the basic starting point is very, very simple. In the old days, everything was on paper. Now we're moving into another world where nothing will be on paper. Now, when that technological change happens, would we like to maintain roughly the same structure that has been established for about 100, 150 years ago in many, many countries? Or should we just let it go? And then we came to the conclusion that no, we should not let it go, because that would imply that in my country, we would only have private sector money available to the general public. And if history gives us any guidance, that's a bad idea. And all the more so in a small, very, very open economy, where it's important, given that we have our own fiat currency.
What's that, Ty? You wanted me to talk?
Don't try to slide past that.
No, that's an important point.
There ain't gonna be no only private sector money rolling around anywhere.
At first, right?
Man,
so
here,
he's
man.
already saying, hey, we have to compete. Governments have to compete.
He said we're going with something that's like the system that's already in place. That's what he said.
Right. Yes. Right.
That's what he said.
So
then he said to have only private sector money is not gonna happen.
So banks, they are the football team just going on the field for the first time, but the game is already at halftime. Private sector is so far ahead of governments, it's going to be impossible for governments to catch up.
They're going to work hand in hand. Everything that I've seen shows that.
But the people are going to choose the best choice.
No,
and so
the people are going to choose what the banks with the tanks make them.
What government project is better than a private sector project or product? The governments aren't going to be able to compete. They're going to try, right? They just pad it up, right? They're getting on the field, not realizing on the scoreboard it's already the third quarter. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Bro, it's too late for them. It's too late. All right, let's keep going on. But you are right, Ty, that banks are not just going to roll over and die. They are going to fight this. I agree with that. Let's move on.
Currency that people actually use that currency. Because suppose we're just sitting with our arms crossed, the whole thing moves into, I don't know what, other currencies. In that environment, you can forget about monetary policy as we know it, because then there is no way of increasing or reducing the supply of money in the system, because people would start using what I call OPM, other people's money.
OPM, other people's money.
And producing money nowadays in a small central bank is actually a competitive business. People never think about it in that way, but it actually is, and that means that what we do has to be, from a transactions purpose, efficient, and we need to ensure that we can maintain the exchange rate between central bank money and private sector money. And if that exchange rate is not 1-to-1, then with a fairly high likelihood, you end up with serious problems in the system. And those were exactly the problems that we had in the 1800s, when banks issued all sorts of notes and coins on their own, and that created all sorts of problems. And that has to do with the fact that money is not about technology. Money is essentially what we have in our heads.
Oh, let me pause that.
The pause on it.
All right, let me hit the pause on that, because
we know what the money that the sheep have in their head.
Until they have something better.
Good old goddamn greenbacks.
Until they have something better. I mean, you ask somebody that's Ty.
It don't matter if it's, listen, it doesn't matter if it's, think about this. Bitcoin is already better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bitcoin should be the obvious solution, right?
It is.
Why isn't there this rush to make Bitcoin work?
There is in certain parts of the world. We're still early. And I will challenge you on that. If you go to the gas tank right now and you're filling up your tank, that dollar has less value. But my Bitcoin portfolio has more value. So as we move and transition to the digital space, people are going to see that. They don't see it now. Like if I fill my tank up with Bitcoin,
right
it's
now.
cheaper.
Okay, where are you doing that at?
Not yet, right? It's getting there. Again, we're so early.
Okay.
But once we have
All
CBDCs
right,
on
there
your
we go.
cell phone, once we have CBDCs on your cell phone, you're also going to have the price of Bitcoin right under your CBDC. Which one are people going to choose to put their money in?
I'm telling you right now, it's going to be CBDCs.
It's not. Maybe for a couple years.
A couple years?
Maybe for a couple years. But then people are going to be like, dang, Bitcoin's at $300,000 right now. My CBDC has lost 50% of its value. Bitcoin.
Sir, says keep up the good work. I appreciate the follow, bro. Yo, that's what I'm saying, man. Yo, Creole give niggas headaches, man. Like,
because I see it. It's like I'm Neo in the Matrix, bro, and I'm just trying to tell as many. I'm at the mountaintop, and I'm trying to bring my people with me.
man, listen, I would hate for all your people to get to a place where Bitcoin is not accepted by all these retailers. They can't pay for it because it's not CBDC compatible with the government blockchain.
Bitcoin is going to be the first cryptocurrency accepted by all major retailers. Why? Because the infrastructure is already built.
No, it is not.
It is, Ty.
Man,
there's no other cryptocurrency that has
the Bitcoin network can't even facilitate a quarter of the Earth's population right now.
The Bitcoin network right now, Ty, could facilitate an entire universe of transactions.
Man, get the
it's
fuck
just
out.
Not there yet. We don't have to change the Bitcoin protocol to transact all the money in the world. We don't have to make one single update. It's already one. It's the perfect protocol. Let's keep going.
And then we need to agree on what we should have in our hands moving forward. And then that speaks in favor of producing a central bank digital currency. But having said that, I just don't expect a CBDC to sort of outcompete, so to speak, private sector money at all.
Ooh.
It's the final thing that you can provide on the public sector side in order to ensure that the system is stable. So that's my way of thinking about where we are. And actually, when it comes to producing a CBDC, this sounds like I don't know what you call it in the English language, an oxymoron. I actually looked at the e-krona yesterday.
Okay, Todd, did you hear that?
Yes, I heard that, and I know
the governor.
They are going to build CBDCs like they've already been doing with pilots on top of private sector protocols, i.e. Stellar Lumen, i.e. all the rest. They've already been used. How do you think they building CBDC? I have not seen one. Hold on, I have not seen one CBDC built on a standalone by itself. They've all had a partnership with a private sector, all of them.
A partnership pilot, but that's not mainnet, right? So the governor of the Central Bank of Sweden which is the financial capital of the globe,
Right.
is telling you CBDCs can't compete with the private sector.
They're not going to compete with the private sector.
They
are
have to compete.
They are going to work based on the private sector protocols.
So if I'm a private sector protocol, the last thing I want is a CBDC to be on my protocol.
Why?
Because the government gonna fuck it up.
Oh my God.
They're gonna screw it up. They can't compete with the private sector. And the private sector can't compete with Bitcoin.
CBDCs are not competing with the private sector.
They are. There's competition. Okay, CBDCs and some central banks may cherry pick a protocol to use, but if they cherry pick that protocol, they're going to fork that protocol and do their own thing with it. So when they fork that protocol, that fork is going to compete with the original protocol. I mean, CBDCs are going to compete with themselves and private sector and Bitcoin. I mean, we're about to move into a war. We're moving into a war. And Bitcoin is indestructible. Bitcoin is the only people in the war with tanks. Everybody else are running around with bow and arrows and muskets.
Man, listen, Bitcoin. I'm not even going. We're just gonna wait and see with Bitcoin.
See, and this is what I'm telling people in the Telegram group. At the end of the day, like this guy said, it's not about technology, right? He just said technology has nothing to do with money. It's going to be about security. And no blockchain comes close to having the security that Bitcoin does. That's why it's already won. All right, let's keep going.
Yes, please. I ain't here. Go.
Thanks.
But I mean, it's interesting because in a way, what you've said, the case that you've given is a little bit of a defensive case, that if we didn't develop in this way, the world was moving so fast that you would end up without this source of stability in the system that you must have from a central bank. But I guess there have also been arguments that have been more around more positive, that in potentially one can avoid the problems of zero lower bound in the monetary policy, or even open up the way for people's QE. That there are policy opportunities that could come from a digital currency, and innovations that could come that are not just about sort of keeping the central bank in the game. Do you recognize those?
So I understand all those arguments, and I've read Ken Rogoff's book, The Curse of Cash, but it would be a very hard sell to the general public saying that we'd like you to move out of cash into a CBDC because we need to go negative. So the first thing we're going to do is going to tax you. And with free capital flows, I mean, people will just move out of your own currency. So I do understand all the sort of academic arguments for it, but particularly in small open economies where you happen to have your own currency, it would be very, very hard to implement that. But also, I mean, let's be mindful of the fact that we've been around since 1668. And had we not changed the way we do business and the way we do things time and time again, then of course we had been out of this business a long time ago. And we started out back in the 1600s with 20 kilo copper coins. That's extremely inefficient. And had we not gotten rid of the copper coins, moved into physical notes, then it would have been game over a long time ago. So now, given that, at least in my corner of the world, people are early adapters when it comes to new technologies. And they're probably early adapters because there's a fairly good trust in what the government does. So if you introduce new technological sort of things into our system, people tend to use them, and then it's our job to go with the flow.
Okay, that's a good point he made, and I want people to take note, is that Sweden's central bank was successful with their CBDC because the people trusted the government. So I want you to ask yourself, do Americans trust the government?
Yes.
Bro, in what party? What?
Yes. The bankers got bailed out and nobody fucking did anything. Nobody said nothing. They don't care. It's not them trusting the government. It's the government being able to comfort them. That we in America, it's not even about politics and politicians. They trust the government system more than the individual parties or whatever.
I mean, I push back on that, Ty. I don't think they trust the government system. I think the government system is the only option. So what happens when people have options? We're about to find out.
They don't. You don't have an option. The banks with the tanks gives you the options.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
That's the. Oh my God. Okay. Do you have the option to not pay taxes?
Yeah, I'll go to jail, but I have that option.
Okay, so are people choosing to go to jail?
I
No.
think before it goes there, politicians will get voted out of office.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
We're already seeing that, right? Bitcoin positive politicians are getting elected.
Somebody said you haven't been watching world events. It doesn't matter about the world events. We're in America. Everybody thinks America is number one. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Still to this day.
Yeah, and America runs the world. So, I mean, I may not be up to date on world events, but if you're in the space and you're looking at CBDCs, the only thing that matters is what America does.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. They're going to ask some questions to the next guest.
Well, and I guess you have to say Sweden was an early adopter when it comes to central banks, being the very first. And of course, you were able to solve some of these problems before for other central banks who came after you. So I guess in the world definitely owes you a debt. Governor Garoge, if I could come to you,
Kenya.
One of the things that motivates this discussion is a concern that this very exciting new landscape potentially excludes as well as includes people, and that not everyone will benefit from these innovations if we don't manage it properly. So, how do you see your role in making sure that as we innovate, we are also being inclusive in these financial innovations?
Thank you, Stephanie. And I want to start by acknowledging the Riksbank's lead in this area and in other areas which we have obviously benefited from. Thank you, Governor. But in terms of the issues that you're asking, I think it is important to flag that the discussion so far has really been around the creating alternative payments methods. And that's why you are sort of maybe comparing that with the private monies, etc. But there is those other elements, which is, and some of the countries that are looking into this have looked towards increasing financial inclusion in their own countries using CBDCs, or for that matter, enhancing the payment system efficiency. So from our perspective, we do understand that. But again, appreciating that not all countries are at the same starting point. So from that perspective, we have a whole elaborate, let's say, other arrangements, and I think we know of it in the context of M-Pesa, etc. So in terms of payments, enhancing the payment system, etc., we are much further ahead, and there's little to begin. You could say we've reached diminishing returns in that particular area. But where I think the issue then comes up is where you're asking about exclusion. It is true that exclusion can very well happen, but it is taken, one could look at it in the broader context of financial inclusion. Why is it that we have increased financial inclusion, but still have a large, high double-digit number on exclusion rate? And I think the issues that stop us today will remain in the context of our CBDCs. One of the reasons, or some of the reasons for high exclusion rates relate to things like cultural norms. And I think this is particularly, you could think of those places where women, for instance, are somehow disadvantaged in terms of telephones, etc. So those will still remain. That problem will still remain. You cannot solve it with CBDCs. And in effect, if you move into that world, that problem will become much more acute. The issue of IDs, the issue of unethical lending, all those things would remain. So I think the point here is, let's not look at CBDCs as the silver bullet for all the problems that we have. On the contrary, deal with the problems directly. And this is why we in Kenya have decided that the best approach is to actually have a discussion with the population. And we've issued a paper, a discussion paper on CBDCs, a bit like you mentioned the US government and the US Fed has issued a discussion paper on this. After all, money is about, has to be accepted by the population, and they need to tell us why they see this as appropriate sort of solution for their payments methods, etc. So problems need to be addressed head on and dealt with, and whether they're in CBDC's world or in the context of the regular financial inclusion world.
Okay, Ty. Let's talk about that. That was a lot of good information my
Shout-
man laid down.
Shout out to Gemini 605 for the 5 on it, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, you got Buddy right here pretty much continuing the trend that all of these people have said. Nothing about Bitcoin.
I mean,
they don't hold on. They don't lay out, even when they say we gotta be careful with CBDCs. Well, what's the other solution?
So again, Ty, these central banks are not mentally there yet.
Man,
So
get the fuck out of here, bro.
I wouldn't expect them to bring up Bitcoin on this particular summit. But one thing that's interesting he said here is that CBDCs do not solve the exclusion problem of the financial system, right? And this is a problem that Bitcoin does solve, is the 2 billion people in the world that are excluded from the current financial system. So that's the takeaway I got from that. But CBDCs are, I don't know, I'm not in Kenya. If you're from an African area, let me know where crypto is in your area. But he is saying that it was well received, and that it's being used, and that they see the benefits of being able to plug into the worldwide financial system. And that's one good thing about central bank digital currencies, is that these central banks that are underrepresented in certain parts of Africa or southern South America, they are able to participate now. But it doesn't solve the exclusion problem. Let's keep going. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right. The inclusion in the banking system.
Right. In the international banking system, CBDCs solve that for smaller governments.
Right. So Bitcoin doesn't do anything for the unbanked either. That's another.
It does. It does everything for the unbanked.
No, it doesn't. You're still.
Prime example. All right. And I hate to keep bringing this example up, but El Salvador.
Oh God.
Ty,
my
this
God.
is
That's the
case
total
in point.
government-controlled operation.
Less than 50% of Salvadorians had bank accounts.
That is
After Bitcoin, over 70% of people had Bitcoin wallets.
government-controlled situation. You got a government wallet. Okay, the Bitcoin was issued by the government. Man, come on.
And
That is a horrible. If Bitcoin
it's the
gets
perfect example, because
rolled out like it was rolled out in El Salvador, then it might as well be ran like the damn CBDC.
Ty, when you go and open up a bank account, you gotta give social security number, name, date of birth, a whole list of documents.
Okay, you think the El Salvadorian government doesn't know whose name is linked to what Bitcoin address? How do you think they issued it out?
Okay, maybe, right?
No, it's not maybe. Come on, man.
But I can download a Bitcoin wallet right now and don't have to show shit.
Right.
This is why Bitcoin is going to win, because there's no barrier to entry. There's no barrier. So those 2 billion people who are unbanked, now they have an option. CBDCs don't solve that. A whole country of bag holders.
Yo,
it's about to be a whole universe of bag holders.
No, I agree with that. I agree. I'm with you. It's about to be some people finna take L's if they're not, because again, I think that it's not that I do think this, because I've read it and I've seen it, that it's going to be a private sector working alongside the public sector, and the real wealth is going to be in the private sector. CBDCs is programmable poor people money. If you are on that side of the game, yes, you are going to be a fucking bag holder. All right. All these protocols and DeFi projects and stuff on the back end, you're going to have to work a miracle to get into that shit. It's going to be so fucking regulated, it's not even going to be funny.
Yeah, it is going to get a point to where that happens for sure. But you can't regulate, and this is why I say Bitcoin. You can't regulate Bitcoin out of existence.
Which is why these governments are not going to let Bitcoin fucking, man, listen, that is the perfect example.
Bitcoin is the only thing that can't be stopped, Ty.
Man,
it's the only thing that can't be stopped. Governments are going to go after everything else except Bitcoin. Why is Ripple in court right now? Why is Bitcoin not in court? Who can sue Bitcoin?
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If they say Bitcoin is not allowed on this government blockchain, on the public blockchain, who's going to step up and say, no, we are the heads of Bitcoin?
Bitcoin doesn't need that. That's like saying, who is the head of the internet?
Again, whenever, because nobody's going to be able to step up and say, hey, Bitcoin should be allowed on these public ledgers and in retail and all the rest of this shit. Therefore, it has no representation.
It doesn't need it.
Oh my God. See,
it doesn't need it.
Because governments are centralized. Okay?
Yes.
Bitcoin is not. Okay?
Yes.
When the centralized entity has all the power, who from decentralization world is going to come in and defend it? Nobody. It's going to be out there in the dark.
It doesn't need defending. It doesn't need it. It's the only protocol that doesn't need defending because it's math. It's gravity. It's like I don't know how to else to explain it. It can't be stopped. It's the only protocol that can't be stopped because of proof of work and network effect.
I understand that, but in a world where there is a public chain where everything is going to be either approved or not approved, if Bitcoin is not on that list, the sheep are not going to have confidence in it.
But
This is why you hear all these big wigs say money is confidence, money is in the mind, money is what the public accepts it. If the government come out and said Bitcoin is not allowed on the public chain, the sheep are going to say, okay, give me what I can use.
But Ty, you can't watch what the sheep do because the sheep ain't got no money. Watch what the billionaires are doing.
They're going to be in the private sector of this shit.
No, the billionaires are buying Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
The wealth is moving into Bitcoin. I mean, even in the Telegram group, and join the Telegram group Logicsphere, hella information there. I posted information that showed one Bitcoin wallet bought $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin in the past 2 months. What is the wealth doing? Not what the sheep are doing.
Right. So again, 1 billion is a drop in the bucket
for Bitcoin.
That's what I'm saying. That's yes, there are Bitcoin billionaires in the world. Yes,
there are billionaires putting billions into Bitcoin. Let's keep going. I'll argue with you forever, dude.
No, I totally understand. I can't wait till this shit start coming out. It's gonna be like, damn, did you get some?
Creole was right.
Right.
All right, let's keep moving on.
Now, we're moving certainly in Sweden, and I think in some of the other central banks that have been further ahead in this process, we seem to be moving towards a more of a hybrid where you don't have members of the public having a direct claim or a direct account with the central bank. Is that where you see this? When you're thinking about the debate that you're having with the Kenyan people, is that where you see that going, or are you thinking of it going sort of the full way of having members of the public have the direct claim on the central bank?
I think that the issue of whether they are on the
balance sheet
of the central bank, whether they are.
What's that?
That's never going to happen.
Let's listen to his answer.
So that was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
Like the control of the central bank, man, come on.
I mean, if we're moving into a decentralized financial system, the only way people can stay in power in the financial system, in the digital financial system, is to give power away.
That's not going to happen.
It has to happen, or you're going to die.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
It has to happen. You in this new digital financial system, you have to be a man, a government, a currency of the people. If not, nobody's going to use you.
All right.
Or vote for you.
Continue on.
Or not.
Because all the packages are going to be delivered in Bitcoin.
What was that?
All the stimulus packages and UBI payments going to be sent out in Bitcoin.
Not at first, because not at first. They're not there yet, Ty. I'm trying to get my people there before they get there. All right, let's keep playing.
That can be solved. meaning today and now there are banks, there are central banks, for instance, ours, that are not allowed legally to have that sort of arrangement. But if we needed it, I think that one can be resolved, just changing the law, arguing it directly. So I don't see that as something that is, let's say, cannot be dealt with. I think the issues remain, which is why are we doing this? And that is why we are discussing it with the public. And at the same time, and I think Governor Inges talked about their own discussion, My concern is, even as we, most people are coming to this argument from their own point of view. So, for instance, we as central bankers, there are two things that we always worry about: financial stability, and I think Governor Inges talked a bit about that, and also the issue of, the sort of losing control of monetary policy. And I don't think those things, other institutions, for that matter, the private sector, those that are pushing private money, have any concern about those things, because theirs is a very much a local solution to a much bigger problem. So, Governor Ingers' point about there is a role for the public as a public good, public money or public institution, call it a central bank, with or without the CBDCs. There has to be somebody who watches financial stability and these are the wider issues of monetary policy.
Now, Jose Antonio Alvarez, you are usually
hold on.
a panel.
Pauses, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
this is the guy over the Central Bank of Kenya. Do you think Kenya is looking to have to democratize their shit?
So I think of, and I'm not African. If there's somebody in the chat that's African and has a more nuanced viewpoint, I think Kenya's on the forefront, about that. And actually,
In fact, I believe Kenya, I have to look it up. I think Kenya was working. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, and actually, that guy talking, Patrick, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he brought the Central Bank of Kenya out of the ashes. Let me see here. Yeah, he studied at Yale, graduated with a doctor of philosophy in economics. I mean, he knows what he's talking about.
So they already released they released the discussion paper, February 10th. So February 10th this year. So they already,
Yeah, Kenya's on the forefront.
Yeah, so Kenya on the way to launching their CBDCs.
And this is what I say: a lot of wealth in the world is going to transition from America and Europe into these smaller countries like Kenya, Ethiopia, because that's where the emerging market is. That's where the growth is going to happen.
Yeah, India and Africa and Vietnam.
And Asia's on the forefront too. Singapore.
Yeah.
All of that.
They tripping, man. They say they money backed by goats. Y'all niggas wildin'.
Homie said, why ain't Venezuela or Zimbabwe using Bitcoin? It's only a matter of time. This is how early you are.
Zimbabwe actually took people's bank accounts and shit for trying to get Bitcoin.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me get on that. You said Zimbabwe?
Yeah, Zimbabwe. They put the clamps on Bitcoin. They was like, no way. They was Yeah, they were stopping people from getting putting money in exchanges and shit.
Yeah, I think that's changed recently. Zimbabwe may be the next country to embrace Bitcoin. Zimbabwe is
No,
looking
they
at.
was embracing Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They was embracing Bitcoin heavily.
They'll be back, just like you, Ty. You'll be back.
No way, bro. Nope. I seen the light. I know it's gonna happen. I don't underestimate the sheep.
The sheep have no power, Ty.
Yes, they do. They are going to be crying to the government. When this shit collapse, they're gonna be down on their fucking knees. No food, no nothing. They're gonna be begging for a solution. Then they're gonna be like, okay, well, here's your card. Okay, we're gonna issue these CBDCs to this card.
I do agree with you. There is going to be a major crash, and most people on this panel say, I think they said the word crash about 20 times. So that's definitely going to happen.
All of the documents they was talking about cyber attacks 2 years ago. I was telling them all this. They pretty much telling everybody, yo, it's going to be cyber attacks. It's going to be some wild shit happening because there's no way around it. This shit got to crash.
It is. It's going to crash. A lot of people are going to be hurting. If you're listening to this channel, you will be less hurting. But once people hit rock bottom, they're going to start paying attention.
No, they not.
Bro, they are. They're going to have to.
Don't you know how many people lost their homes? People was asked out. You know how many divorces happened? You know how much crazy shit? Yo, '08 was wild.
Yeah, 08 was wild.
And they didn't care. They was like, please do something.
Well, they had no other option. Now we have an option. Now there's the option, Ty.
Yo,
and the only unhackable blockchain is Bitcoin.
They had options in '08 too. You know, they could have had gold. They could have had silver. They could have had all the rest, but that's not what people wanted. They wanted the old system back.
But gold is the old system. Now there's a new digital system. And that's Bitcoin.
I agree. It's going to be a whole global financial system that's going to be working together. It's not going to be no escape. You're not going to be able to go around it.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's move on.
Hey, do you believe this?
What?
People going to run to gold and silver before they run to Bitcoin.
Nope. What people? People in nursing homes?
See.
So there's about to be $40 trillion that move from baby boomers to Gen X and Gen Z. No, we ain't buying gold.
You know me, I don't fuck with precious metals because precious metals, just like Bitcoin, should be a gazillion fucking dollars based on inflation and all the rest of these
but
all inflation, the global debt, all the rest of this shit, gold should be $10,000 an ounce or some shit.
It should be, but you know why it's not? Because people sell paper notes of gold and they really don't have gold. But you can't do that with Bitcoin because it's an open ledger.
Where is the outrage for it? Nobody cares.
Until you have to care. And when this crash comes, you're gonna have to care. You're gonna have to care about where your money is, if you really own those assets. You're gonna have to care. You're gonna have to, or you're not filling your tank up.
Yo, I just see people like who bought a whole bunch of gold and silver just crying long Mississippi River tears around this motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of people crying.
I'm talking about.
It's gonna be a lot of people crying.
I just see people just looking at gold and silver, and they just gonna be sitting on it, and nobody's gonna really want it.
Yep. Just like CBDCs.
Man, you got me fucked up, man. They're gonna
Hey, Ty, nobody's gonna want
CBDC is gonna be accepted everywhere. The bank
Ty.
that you already using is gonna be already having all the systems in place. The switch over is gonna be like,
So here's a question for you, and let's just project 5 years from now. Your Starbucks, your McDonald's, your Burger King. Are you gonna want your people to pay in CBDCs, or are you gonna want them to pay in Bitcoin? If you're the CEO of McDonald's, would you rather Bitcoin or CBDCs 5 years from now?
right. So if all of my suppliers aren't taking Bitcoin because all of my suppliers are on the public chain, I don't have a choice. That's what I'm telling you.
But you do have a choice with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going to be the only currency / asset where you can move back and forth between fiat economy and digital economy.
I don't think so.
100%.
Because I think all the DeFi protocols, a large part of this DeFi shit is going to still be able to be used, and you're going to be able to cash out into CBDC. In fact, you're gonna have to, because again.
But Ty, if I have big,
let's do this. You said that there are not going to be any taxes in the future.
If your area, country lives on a Bitcoin standard, yes.
You motherfuckers are smoking rock.
So Ty, Bitcoin is going to be the only currency that you can move freely into any currency. That alone creates value. Bitcoin is going to be the only asset, the only currency that you can trade freely into any digital economy. Not CBDCs, not XRP, not Stellar, not all these other shit coins. It's going to be Bitcoin. Sats.
Sometimes I have to remind you, Bitcoin maximalists, that the Bitcoin is based in dollars. If the dollar crashes, Bitcoin is going down with it.
No, if the dollar crashes, Bitcoin goes to infinity.
Right, because the value of the dollar.
We already know the value of dollar is going to zero.
Right. So it will take an infinity amount of dollars to buy Bitcoin.
So why not buy Bitcoin at $44,000?
A gazillion dollars is still going to be worthless.
Not in the digital economy.
Yo, this is insane.
Bro, let's keep going. We only halfway through here. And,
if you take the US dollars out of Bitcoin, that Bitcoin goes to $1,500.
What are you talking about?
If all the US dollars, all the euros, all the yen, all the fiat is pulled out of the Bitcoin on these exchanges shit, Bitcoin goes to $1,500.
No, because Bitcoin, 70% of the Bitcoin supply is in cold storage.
Again, I don't care where the Bitcoin is. Okay? If all the fiat is pulled out of Bitcoin, it goes to $50. It goes to 50 fucking bucks.
It will never go that low because I have some open orders right? Look at the order book. Look at the map book.
I understand that. The orders are placed with US dollars. I understand that. That's my point.
There is no scenario where Bitcoin goes to $50. No scenario.
I don't see that happening because again, speculation is speculation. So as long as there is a market, people will trade anything. Bitcoin falls in that category.
And there's going to be a market for Bitcoin for the next 5,000 years.
Jesus Christ.
It's set in the protocol.
Right. The network will still be useful, but guess what? The network is still look, listen. Bitcoin, fucking blockchain is still working. Litecoin chain is still working. Vertcoin chain is still working. See what I'm saying?
Okay, so Ty, why have all those coins gone to zero compared to Bitcoin?
What was that other fucking blockchain that fucking went to the one that was based off of fucking TV show or some shit?
Yeah, I know what you, I can't. Well, 99.9% of them. Let's just say all 99.9% of blockchains.
Yeah, right. Even after the project goes down, the chain is probably still useful. Like,
yeah, it's usable,
right?
But there's no value there. Why does Bitcoin continue to remain value?
Because it's people see. I've said it here a million times. Nobody knows the true value of Bitcoin.
Well, the true value of Bitcoin is infinity.
Yo, just play. Just hit play, bro.
All right.
Just hit play.
Members of the private sector and one policymaker, but instead.
Oh shit! Hold on. We talk too much.
Hold on. Somebody says it's a psyop. Uh-oh.
Hold on, let me fix this stream.
Representing all of the private financial system.
Oh Lord. Hold on. Give me 1 sec, Todd. Let me fix this.
Somebody said Bitcoin only gets its value from the energy it costs to make.
Let's talk about that.
Hash don't equal cash.
It does. Okay, money, whoever said that. If your blockchain isn't secured by energy, what is it secured by? What is the dollar secured by? What is the euro secured by?
The dollar secured by energy. Don't get it twisted.
Okay, all right. So what has more energy than Bitcoin?
Tanks.
In the digital world, we're talking about digital. Homie just told you all things that were on paper are going to be digital. So we're moving into a digital world where everything is represented digitally.
That's cheap talk, bro. We already there.
What other crypto has more energy securing its blockchain than Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the US of all cryptos.
Bitcoin is like something like what, 20 times ahead of Ethereum, the next digital asset or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's already won.
He said kinetic energy.
You can mine Bitcoin with kinetic energy. Hold on, I'm for some reason my
said Bitcoin is a blockchain. The new Web3, everything else will be on that block, whether centralized or decentralized.
So let me answer that question by this. Web3 will be the new internet, of course. I agree with that, but
it is not going to be built on Bitcoin.
Maybe, right? But even if it's not, it doesn't matter because Bitcoin is going to be the new world wealth asset. So the internet is amazing. It's awesome. But the internet did not outpace global wealth, right? So Web3 will never outpace global digital wealth. Like the internet didn't outpace the money supply of the world. So the only play right now, the major play right now is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is something different. All these other cryptos are Web3. All right, I got this pulled up now. Let's keep going.
Meanwhile, none of these people mentioned Bitcoin not one time as a solution.
But if you listen to what they say, Bitcoin is the only solution.
Oh my God.
Listen. All right, let's keep playing.
Often the private sector view on this is quite different.
All right, for some reason, this is slowing down.
You got all them ASIC miners running around that. All them got their graphics cards going.
Hold on one sec. Let me do something. Babe, you on the internet?
Hey, is this the real solo TV, man? Y'all niggas play too much, man. Somebody let me know if that's really
beneath the surface that says central banks aren't the ones who are going to be good at innovating, and they shouldn't be at the forefront of this development. We should be counting on the private sector to come up with all the right solutions here. How do you see that, the comparative advantages of the private and public sector here?
Well, the first thing I should say, it doesn't matter where the innovation comes from. As long as it's good innovation that is good for the society as a whole, doesn't matter. It comes from the central bank, the private sector. I am not going to make
it doesn't matter
distinction. Yeah. So between who is innovating, whoever is innovating, welcome. Yeah. Okay. That's our approach. Particularly in a space where technology has changed. As Stefan said before, we've been doing the things in a way for many, many years. And suddenly technology allows a more diverse ecosystem, particularly in the payments space. Yeah? The payments space has been a space where we used to have the banks, the central banks, and a few other players. Suddenly we got on the back of the new technology, the tech companies in the space, the fintechs in the space, in a world where the number of transactions grew exponentially on the back of the new technology. Online and e-commerce means that the number of transactions is growing exponentially year after year. So we have suddenly this, and another feature that is quite interesting for a lot of business model, that is the data. So digital payments means that your capacity to gather data that enrich a variety of business models is another feature that came along. Yeah. So with this explosion of the payments using the new technology available. So let me do, I think the public sector has a clear role here. So in this more diverse ecosystem, the public sector has a duty of establishing a level playing field. So we have a payments space that we use the currency, doesn't matter if the currency is the traditional one or the CBDCs, we use the currency that is generally accepted. And now is used by several players in the market.
Go ahead.
The thing is we need to establish.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, man, this whole level playing field, come on, fam. There's nothing more bullshit than level playing field.
But how are governments going to level the playing field when I can get 12% interest on my stable coin?
Again, they gonna let this shit that shit is gonna rock. What? How are you gonna get the profits out? You're
Well,
gonna pay taxes on it, Creole. I'm sorry to tell you, fam.
there's going to be multiple digital economies. In the
No,
future, I won't have to
yes,
fuck
it's
with the
gonna
government economy.
be a private and a public sector. Okay.
Yes.
Fortunately, most business is gonna be carried out on the public sector.
No, corporations are going to lead the innovation. Most of the transactions are going to go happen on Amazon, Google, Facebook, Tesla. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Man,
going to be on.
these corporations want to be in the good graces of governments.
They don't have to be anymore.
Yes, they do, Creole. Come on, man. That's crazy talk.
It's not. It's not crazy
Oh,
talk because now I'm Amazon. I've got my own currency. I've got my Amazon coin. I've got my own financial ecosystem.
yo,
What is the government going to do?
you gotta stop with this.
I'm Amazon. I've got $2 trillion.
All your government contracts and shit out the way. They're gonna make sure that you have problems with regulations, with your Amazon Web Service, with your transportation. They're going. Come on, Creole.
But there's no CBDC without regulatory framework. We don't even know what XRP is yet. Is it a security? Is it a token? Like the government is so far behind.
I've said this. The XRP is going to be whatever the fuck the government say it is, and that goes for everything else.
Okay, it may be that in America, whatever the SEC says, but even Brad Garlinghouse said if he doesn't get the ruling he wants, he's deuces to America. So is America going to shut themselves out of the next frontier of financial innovation? Maybe.
Most of Ripple's partners are not in the. It's like
Exactly.
85% of their partners are outside of the United States.
Exactly. So who cares
But
what
guess
the
who
SEC
got the
says?
tanks?
Not in the digital world.
Oh my god!
There is no tanks. The only thing that matters
Again, which is why the price crashed. Which is why the price crashed, because the U.S. government had an issue with them. Right? The rest of the world didn't keep the price of XRP propped up for some reason.
Yeah, because everybody was scared. Right,
there you go.
Everybody was scared.
Now you get it.
But now we realize we don't have to be scared of the SEC. Right? I mean, XRP is still in the top 10.
Stop it.
XRP is still in the top 10.
Well, that's because it works. Well, that's because it works.
It works at, yeah, still it's number 6 right now. So who cares about the SEC? I'm still the number 6 current digital currency in the world. And I'm being sued by the United States government. All right, let's keep going.
That says a lot.
It does.
Standards. Standards on what?
Oh, here we go again. Well, my bad. I'm at an Airbnb right now. So the internet is suspect, but let me try to fix
I know
it.
it's bother shit going on with you all the time.
Ty, do you not see the importance of Bitcoin yet? Do you not see?
Shout out to Mark Martin.
Creole, have you ever heard of a private?
Oh,
public
yeah. Hey, pause.
Yeah, I'll pause it. Creole, have you ever heard of private-public partnerships? I'm not for sure what you mean by that.
privacy. So these kind of things.
Yeah,
We need to have standards. Yeah. So
What's up?
Nah, I was saying that you know about public-private partnerships, and
Yeah.
that's what these corporations, the big, be relying on. They're gonna do what Uncle Sam say too.
So, and this is where I argue with you, Ty. The government isn't coordinated enough to pull this off. The United States government isn't coordinated enough to pull the CBDC off anytime soon. So all these CBDC partnerships don't mean anything because they're not going to use them. The Treasury is not going to use Ripple.
Play the video, bro.
innovation is good, but at the same time, if we need to have.
Oh Lord.
Man, you getting flamed in the chat box.
Okay, let's go to the chat while this loads. Let's go to the chat. Let me address the chat. Pull them up. Delusional. Delusional what, bruh? So let me know in the comments what I'm saying that's not making sense, and I'll try to say it again. What's not making sense? Do you really think the government is going to release a CBDC with no hiccups, no backdoors, no hacks, no downtime? Do you really think that?
Creole. I can even tell you this. They can roll out a system that's not perfect, and the sheep still gonna fuck with it.
But the sheep don't have the money, Ty. Okay, so
listen.
The Fed rolls out a CBDC.
Creole. Every 6 months to a year, they come out and tell the sheep, your money is worth 3% less again.
Right.
Money is worth 3% less. Oh, guess what? I don't even know why people even pay attention to these inflation reports, because who's surprised? The sheep don't give a fuck. They still gonna say, I want the greenbacks.
Okay, Ty, the sheep have 1% of the money. So even if the Fed CBDC is rolled out, everything is perfect, there's no glitches, there's no crashes with the app, there's no issues with the blockchain going down.
You cannot get away with that, because guess what? It would even be less than 1% will own Bitcoin.
That's not true.
$5 Bitcoin right now, the same people who got control of the fiat.
That's not true.
That is true.
Bitcoin is the most decentralized protocol out there. When you look at the number of whales, when you look at the
people who own money, who have the money, that's decentralized. All of their money isn't together.
No, what I'm saying, if you look at the different protocols and you compare the number of whales, Bitcoin has the least amount of whales than any other protocol in the top 10.
The whales are huge in Bitcoin. Let's stop it.
No, compared to other protocols, it's not. Compared to fiat money, it's not.
Y'all hit the like button, man. Yo, hit the like button.
And
joining us this evening is Creole. You know what I'm saying? He the homie, even though he's, you know what I'm saying? We have different views.
We're going to pray for Ty. There's only one view. That
Yeah,
view
y'all
is Bitcoin.
drop the link to Untwisting the Game. Drop the link to their channel. Listen, Bitcoin hasn't been mentioned one time.
Subliminally, it has.
And they said that they're working on what? CBDCs. That's what they said they were.
And what do all of them say?
None
CBDCs
of them
don't
said
solve a problem.
None of them said anything about integrating Bitcoin into their financial system. None of them said anything about making it their reserve currency. None of them have said that, Creo.
They are not there yet. But if you listen to this entire summit, there's only one solution to every one of their problems.
Right, which is what they're working on.
It's not scientifically possible.
Jesus Christ.
Listen to the computer coders, listen to the developers. What they're trying to do is not possible to do it securely. And we see this. Ecuador CBDC went down for 2 months. It's going to take one of these central banks to get hacked and lose all of their money, and then what?
Nothing.
Bitcoin is the only protocol that can't be hacked. All these other protocols are going to rapture to Bitcoin security. CBDCs aren't secure, Ty.
We haven't seen CBDCs out yet. You don't know that.
Where the CBDCs at?
They're on the way.
But a CBDC is trying to be fast and scalable. But you can't be fast, scalable, and secure. You can't. It's mathematically impossible.
Are banks secure?
No, they get hacked all the time.
Did people stop using banks?
No, because they print money out of thin air.
Because people trust the banks. That's why they don't care. They'll be like, okay.
Until they go to the gas tank. They trust the banks because there's no other bank. Until now.
Go ahead and hit the play button.
Said that the public sector also.
Man, I think I'm gonna have to end this soon. My internet is tripping. But what I will do, I will leave the link in the chat, and I want everybody to go listen to this full summit and make your own decisions.
Child of God with you. He said CBDCs are gonna be the Hail Mary play, but it's not gonna work.
Yes, it's not gonna work. It's not.
Like Don Postal say, you got to pay for premium.
Bro, I'm at an Airbnb right now, somewhere in California.
Yeah.
I stay on the move.
He said, bro, you gotta get premium internet.
Bro, I stay on the move.
Niggas be 100% rude.
I'm out in the country. I'm in the wilderness.
Yo, listen, we have to do another live stream on Patreon for the Stacks Protocol. These niggas send all these fucking messages, bro. Like, tomorrow. Can we do it tomorrow?
Yes. Let's do it tomorrow. What time? Tell me what time now.
Is the same time better?
A little bit earlier.
Okay, let's shoot for that, man. Hit me in the Telegram.
I'll hit you up in the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group.
Yeah, the Telegram group is VIP members. It's $25 a month. Join the Telegram group. These are the discussions that we have. We also talk about other digital assets, NFTs, and other things of the like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
and I hate to be called a Bitcoin maximalist because we drop alpha for other coins in the ecosystem for sure, because we're all about getting money.
bro, did you see that that was that 200% move on Edgeware, dog?
Man, we've been talking about that, right?
Dog.
It it's a lot of people in the Telegram group telling you how to get money before it happens. Before it happens.
Your
And,
favorite YouTuber post.
and a lot of people beat me to the news in there, so.
Yeah, I get beat to a lot of news. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, somebody dropped the link to the Telegram group. Yeah, there we go. That's untwisting the game, man.
I appreciate it.
We
Gamer lives
want to
matter.
help you guys. We want to help you guys out.
Yeah, that edible just hit me, so I'm probably about to peace out soon.
So Edgeware is going to layer 1.
Yeah, I mean, so the reason I was so impressed with Edgeware at first, it's like a testing ground for Polkadot. Yeah, TipTycity was the first person talking about Edgeware. That's how we met. We met over Edgeware.
Yeah, Creole was the only. They was the only ones talking about Edgeware on YouTube. I was looking everywhere. Yeah, that's what's up, man. But
yeah,
it ain't gonna be no more free game over here. We don't get into specific cryptos and stuff on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Join the Telegram. Stop being a cheap motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That what
Deep
20?
dive on ag.
Yeah, that $10, $15, $20 a month is worth it because you'll make 10 times that in one trade.
Yeah, man. What up, Laro? I said Moon.
Oh yeah, Moonbeam Akala. So I've got a string of videos I'm going to talk about next week about Moonbeam and Akala. A lot of good information
y'all
there.
subscribed to Twisting the Game, man. You know, he do be dropping gems over there that I definitely wouldn't be giving you niggas for free. Motherfuckers go and do all the research and shit, then, you know what I'm saying? You present the information only for people to just, like, act stupid with you. It's like, all right. And that's another thing. Like, that's what I like about the Telegram group. Like, people not playing dumb, acting dumb. You know what I'm saying? Willing to take the time to actually understand what's going on. I ain't got to hold people's hands and shit.
Yeah. But the Telegram group challenges me too, so I appreciate that. I'm on it every day.
He said, I can't find no information on Edgeware except Creole channel. Real shit.
Oh, introvert Ryan, what's up, man?
So yeah, with that said, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Did you give us what was your Bitcoin price prediction for April 1st?
Oh, April 1st? How many days is that away?
That's
5 days?
Friday. A week.
Hold on, where are we at right now? Let me just pull up some charts.
He said, "What's your call? What's your call on Shiba Inu?" Man, listen,
Bro,
you should have already been out of meme coins already, man.
Bro, meme coins are not the way. Because you can't time the market with meme coins. Right? There's so many other solid projects you can non-investment advice invest in right now that will be here for the next 20 years. Shibu will not be here for the next 20 years, right? It's a long-term play if you want to make money here.
Yeah, that's what I was telling y'all. Like with the meme coins, man, you definitely want to make sure that was a small part of your portfolio, bro.
Actually, give me a second. Let me pull up the book map if you got some time, Ty.
All right, go ahead.
So somebody asked me what is the price going to be for Bitcoin on April 1st. I'm going to tell you exactly. Hold on.
He said I didn't buy any ape coin. So it seems like most people are short coin right now.
Yeah, on that ape coin, my sister, who is an artist by trade, she did a video on that whole ecosystem, and you should go check that out.
Man, but see, that's the
Apecoin.
thing. Though. She be in that shit early, man. These niggas be coming in all late and shit after the shit done pump 700%. They want to learn about the shit.
Yeah, but Michelle, she has that eye for it, and she's in that NFT space for sure. Okay, we're gonna let this load for a sec. All right, Ty, accept that screen share.
Okay. So, I guess that's
not coming up. Hold on, let me try something. I don't know why it's not. Hold on one sec. Let me try something else. Hold on. You want to stick around for this if I can pull it up.
Watch it say 43 to 45K by Friday.
I'm going to show you what I think. All right, try again now. Okay, here we go. So this is what's called the book map. You can go to bookmap.com and download this software for free. And what it shows you is the open orders, okay? And the open orders on the book. So this is where people are going long. This is where people are going short. And what the market makers do, they use these zones to go back and forth. So right now we've got a lot of open orders around 44,000, but we have more open orders at 45,000. So for the market makers to move the price, they have to tap these zones of liquidity or they can't move the price. So when the price is going up, that means the sellers are in control because the price can't go up if people aren't selling, right? If you understand that, you can understand trading. If the price is going down, the people buying are in control because you can't sell something that somebody isn't buying.
You got a lot of static head came in on you.
Okay. I'm using a lot of computational stuff.
Damn, Creole. Oh.
Yeah, let's say that for the Telegram group.
Your shit crazy, man. Hella static head came through. Yeah, Creole sound like a robot. Yeah. Borging up a storm, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, just yeah, so we can touch on that tomorrow. We can touch on that tomorrow, bro. In the Patreon for the because we got to go through that stacks. We got to go through that stacks live stream too, man.
Okay, let's plan to do that.
Yeah, you static like a motherfucker, man. So, anyways, man, look, listen.
All right, peace.
All right, peace, bro. Everybody hit the like button on the way out. Make sure y'all join the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Also, yeah, make sure you subscribe to Untwisting the Game as well. Make sure if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. As we proceed, y'all know me, I'm obsessed with this new financial system that's been unveiled very slowly to the masses, you know. So, yeah, he turned into AI. The metaverse took him. Yeah, stop. Yeah, Untwisting the Game, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to their channel. again, man, I appreciate all the support that I got on this channel. We just crossed the 4,000 subscriber mark. Life is good, you know. Life is good, man. So love. He said, don't let those parasite governments keep you in fear. I look forward to this whole shit collapsing. I'm not in fear at all. Said the largest fear of Telegram group be popping, bruh. And again, like there are some people who join at the VIP level. Y'all make sure y'all hit that private link to get in the Telegram group. Y'all make sure y'all hit that link to get in the Telegram group. All right. So, yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.